You know, when the sun goes down in Paris, the city of light, it really lives up to its name. And right there, at the absolute heart of it all, you've got this one monument that just seems to glow with 800 years of history, the Cathedral of Notre Dame.
But if you talk to the people who actually live there, the Parisians, it's so much more than just a famous building. For them, it's been called a reliable friend. Just think about that. A constant presence that's seen it all, watching over the city through good times and bad.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to trace the epic 800-year journey of this icon. We'll start with its ancient foundations, look at its Gothic marvels, and then we'll talk about the tragic fire that almost took it all away and the incredible rebirth that came after.
But here's the thing. To really get Notre Dame, you have to go way back. I mean, long before a single stone of the cathedral was even put in place. Its story is literally woven into the creation of Paris itself.
It all kicks off right here, on the Ile de la Cité. It's this small island sitting in the middle of the River Seine, and it's the ancient core of the city. This is where a local tribe called the Parisi first settled, and yep, that's where the name comes from. They were eventually conquered by the Romans, centuries before Christ, who then started building up the city we know today.
And this timeline, wow, it just shows you the sheer depth of history we're talking about. Before anyone even dreamed of Notre Dame, this exact spot was home to a Roman temple. So this ground has been sacred for millennia. Construction on the cathedral we know and love started in 1163, and the project was so unbelievably ambitious, it took 200 years to finish. Can you imagine? Generations of people dedicated their entire lives to building something they knew they'd never see completed.
All right, let's talk about the design. Architecturally, Notre Dame is a masterpiece of the Gothic style. And back then, this was the absolute cutting-edge technology. The whole point was to build higher and let in more light than ever before, to create a space that honestly felt like it was reaching right up to the heavens.
And this is one of its most brilliant innovations, the flying buttress. Now these beautiful arches, they aren't just for decoration. Nope, they are a genius engineering trick. They take all the crushing weight from that massive roof and those tall stone walls and push it outwards and down to the ground. This meant the builders could make the walls thinner and put in those huge, gorgeous windows that just flood the inside with light.
And you can't talk about Notre Dame without mentioning the Gargoyles, right? Well, they have this really cool double life. Practically speaking, they're basically just fancy rain spouts. They're designed to shoot waterware away from the building to protect the stone. But on a spiritual level, they were seen as guardians. Their scary faces meant to frighten away any evil spirits that might try to get near the holy cathedral.
So let's step inside. The cathedral's name, Notre Dame, literally means Our Lady. The whole place is dedicated to the Virgin Mary. You'll find a statue of her holding the baby Jesus right at the center of things, and the placement is just perfect, because right behind her is the magnificent rose window, which pours in this kaleidoscope of colored light, creating this breathtaking natural halo.
For 8 centuries, Notre Dame felt permanent, unchanging. But on April 15, 2019, all of that was shattered. A horrible fire ripped through the cathedral, and pretty much the whole world just watched, completely horrified.
And this quote, I think, just perfectly captures the feeling of that night. That moment when the spire, which had been part of the Paris skyline for more than 150 years, just collapsed into the fire. It was a collective heartbreak felt around the globe. And yet, even in all that darkness, you could feel that the spirit of the place was somehow still there, that it was indestructible. As the fire just kept burning, it honestly felt possible. You had to ask yourself, could a monument that survived revolutions and world wars actually be lost for good?
But no. From those ashes came this absolutely unprecedented story of hope and human resolve. The effort to rebuild and restore Notre Dame started almost right away.
And the restoration? It wasn't just about rebuilding. It was this incredible fusion of ancient craftsmanship and super modern technology. Get this. Teams use these incredibly detailed 3D digital models of the cathedral to guide the artisans, who are then using medieval carpentry techniques to reconstruct the huge timber framework of the roof. It was amazing.
And today, all of that heroic effort has paid off. As night falls on Paris, the cathedral is once again a glowing beacon. The French have basically perfected floodlighting as an art form, and let me tell you, seeing Notre Dame after dark, whether you're on a boat on the Seine or just standing on the cobblestone streets, it's a dramatic, unforgettable experience.
The whole story of Notre Dame kind of leaves you with this one powerful final thought. It's a symbol of faith, of history, of art, sure,
But its rebirth is also a powerful symbol of human resilience. And it makes you wonder, right? When we pour so much effort and hope into restoring a monument of stone and glass, what are we really hoping to rebuild inside our own communities? And maybe inside ourselves?